Hello, welcome to 40 Days to PMP and CAPM Exam Success. It's your friend Phil here. Our process today is from quality management, and it's the first process, and it's called Plan Quality Management. Plan Quality Management is all about determining what the quality standards on a project are. These could be quality standards that relate not just to the product, but also to the project. For that reason, we need to factor in lots of the tools and techniques available to us in quality. The tools and techniques of quality is what makes this particular process hard for many people. We have 7 basic quality tools, and on top of that, we have additional quality planning tools. So there's a lot of tools that you need to master in this process. In fact, all manner of quality tools that you can imagine should be taken very seriously. The Ishikawa, also known as the fishbone or cause and effect, is huge. I'd be shocked if you didn't get questions on that on your exam. We also talk about data flow diagrams and network diagrams and Paretos and histograms, and we talk about the rule of 7. If you don't know what the rule of 7 is, I highly advise you to look that up. We also talk about assignable causes, outliers, out of control. We also talk about the upper control limit, the upper specification limit, the lower control limit, the lower specification limit, and all that stuff. If you haven't seen all of that plotted out on a control chart, I would highly advise you to look that up in your either PMBOK guide or study guide, whatever you're using to study. Okay, now the outputs of this process are, first of all, your quality management plan, and I'm going to touch on the top of the waves, the most important ones for you to pay attention to. Quality management plan, okay? Because your quality management plan not only will help you to document what you've identified as far as quality standards that need to be adhered to, it will also give you guidance concerning how to roll out quality management on the project. So this is the process where the team decides how best to manage quality aspects on the project, product quality, project quality, and so on. This is where you decide how to assure quality on the project. For that reason, we also have an output known as the Process Improvement Plan. And the Process Improvement Plan guides the team on how to uphold the quality standards, but not just that, also how to improve on the processes that are involved within the project, and it's called a Process Improvement Plan. So you've got your quality management plan, you've got your process improvement plan. Also, one of the outputs you have from here is known as quality metrics. A metric is the attribute that you are measuring, not to be confused with the measurement. You could have a metric of inches, but 12 inches is a measurement. You could have a metric of degrees Fahrenheit, but 100 degrees Fahrenheit is the measurement. So we're not concerned with the measurement here. We're not measuring anything just yet. This is in planning. So all we're doing is trying to establish the unit of measure, right? The metric. So the metric is an output. Something else to think about here is quality checklists. So on your project, there's certain aspects or variables that you might want to pay close attention to, and those need to be documented. Quality checklists could be, for example, aspects of the product that needs to be inspected in during quality control. Okay, so the quality management plan, to re-emphasize, is a plan for how to perform quality assurance, and a plan for how to control quality, a plan for how to inspect quality in to the product within the project. I would also like to call your attention to a few other important tools and techniques. We have the cost of quality talked about here, COQ. What makes this a little bit tricky is you have the cost of conformance and the cost of non-conformance under cost of quality. Cost of conformance, things that you do in advance, things that you do within the project to ensure that quality is upheld. Training. You send people for training to make sure that there is a higher level of quality on a project. What about destructive testing loss? You're doing that in advance of the product being final. So it's a cost of quality, but it's a cost of conformance. What about documenting your processes and procedures? What about spending time to do things right? Those are good costs, right? Cost of conformance. But then we have the undesirable cost, cost of non-conformance. This is what happens when you do not conform to quality. It's the end result of not conforming to quality on a project, and it could extend even beyond the confines of the project. When the product has been produced and it's full of errors and there's warranty work and lost business, things like that, right? Rework, all of those are the cost. Think about it like cost of poor quality, but it's the cost of non-conformance. So I would highly advise that you study that section in the PMBOK Guide that talks about the cost of conformance, cost of non-conformance. Get comfortable with that. Get comfortable with your different quality management tools, 7 basic quality tools, additional quality planning tools, all that stuff. Get comfortable with it before you exam. Okay, and that pretty much is it. That's all I've got for today. Remember to answer the open-ended questions that I've got below. Take a look at those. If you're on YouTube, watching this in YouTube, it's below. If you're on Facebook, it could be somewhere else. Also, those ITTOs that I call out, make sure you take a look at those ITTOs. Thanks for your audience. Wish you all the best as you study for the PMP exam. Speak to you tomorrow. Bye for now.